What's up, everybody? Coach Daisha here, bringing you this week's hot topic. Now, this particular concept is one that I don't want to take credit for because there's probably somebody out there way smarter than me or just has done it before I have, as far as ways to visualize all of the different aspects of your life that you can possibly alter to improve a diagnosis like osteoporosis or a condition like osteopenia. But this particular concept is one that I use a lot with the clients that I work with, and I want to pass it on to everybody out there to give you kind of a visual reminder of how you can live your life in a way that will actually help you either maintain your current T scores or improve your condition for the better. And that is thinking of this particular condition and how you can help it as the osteopie. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little pie chart over here so you can understand what I'm talking about here. I always use this concept of osteopie and how fitness is one of the slices of that osteopie. So if this is confusing for you, let me take the next few minutes to hopefully explain it better. Let's go. So, osteopie. I am being real lazy here by saying osteo instead of just saying either osteopenia or osteoporosis. So, just bear with me on that one. Think of everything you can possibly alter in your life to improve your condition in the form of a pie, okay, or a circle if you just want to make it real simple. And each area of your life that you can address is going to be one slice of that pie. So I'm the fitness expert, so I always talk about the fitness part of it. But fitness is just one area of the pie or one slice of the pie that you can alter. You can also address your nutrition, supplementation, medication, lifestyle changes, et cetera, et cetera. All right. So each one of those areas is going to get a slice of the pie. Now, what normally happens is when somebody gets a diagnosis like this, they get a lot of information thrown at them at one time, right? You got to exercise different. You got to eat different. You got to take this medication. You got to, sleep more. You got blah, 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 right? They get all these different things. And the assumption is if you were to put this in, once again, on a circle as like a pie chart, that each area would get an equal sizing of the pie. So an equal slice of the pie. This concept of every slice being an equal size is incorrect because there are a lot of people who come into this diagnosis completely flabbergasted that they could be diagnosed with osteoporosis. They have been moving and exercising and doing all these things forever. How could they possibly get this diagnosis? And then you got the other end of the spectrum where somebody gets the diagnosis and they kind of figured it was coming, right? There's either a family history or they haven't moved a lot. They can tell that their posture and their stature is declining over time, et cetera, et cetera. So they figure that diagnosis was just coming down the pipe anyway. So because of that, we really have to look at the pie and all the areas that you can adjust to help your diagnosis as different slices, each slice having a different size to it. Now, I would love for fitness to be a huge slice of your pie. And if you are somebody who currently is not moving your body on a regular basis before your diagnosis, then fitness is probably going to be a large slice of your pie because it wasn't already a large part of your life anyway. So, one of the best things you can do to help your osteoporosis is to get into a fitness routine. A routine that, if you've been watching my videos over the past few months, you know is going to include strength training, impact training, if that's applicable to you, and balance training. If you put all those together, you're going to have a really great fitness routine that will help you improve your osteoporosis or osteopenia, or just improve bone health in general, right? But once again, that's if you're coming to this diagnosis as not a regular exerciser. That is where your slice of the fitness part, that slice of the osteopie is going to be fairly large. All right. However, there's going to be some caveats to that. There's going to be other people who, if they are already exercising a lot, And maybe they're already somebody who strength trains. You're lifting weights on a regular basis and you are doing progressive training, meaning that those weights are getting heavier over time. You're already somebody who institutes impact into your activities and you work on your balance training. You're already there. So, guess what? You're already there. Keep it up. The slice of the pie for fitness is probably going to be smaller for you. In your case, you're probably going to pay more attention to maybe your nutrition, your supplementation, medication if you decide to do that, maybe some other lifestyle changes when it comes to either sleep, stress management, etc. You may be looking at other slices of the pie getting larger in order to improve your particular situation. The other thing to keep in mind when we look at fitness is the impact option there. We talk about impact a lot, and I get a lot of questions about impact and what that looks like for the fitness. So many people with osteoporosis also have another diagnosis, right? And if you have another diagnosis, it may be one where impact exercises are going to be contraindicated. So if that's the case, you're going to focus more on strength training solely, okay? Everybody can benefit from strength training, even if you have osteoarthritis, maybe you've got degenerative disc disease, maybe you've got stenosis, et cetera, et cetera. We can all benefit from some form of strength training. However, impact might be the thing that we don't necessarily include in our exercise routine. And when that happens, once again, that fitness slice of the pie might get a little bit smaller. The reason I'm bringing this concept up, ladies and gentlemen, is that even though people like me are going to really, really push for you to move your body as much as possible, to lift weights and to let those weights get heavier over time, to add in impact movements if it's applicable to you, to work on your balance and your core stability so we minimize your risk of falling. We're fitness people, and so we want to really push the fitness part of it. But if you are already a fitness person, if you're already somebody who's exercising on a regular basis, and once again, you're kind of blindsided by this diagnosis, you may not focus on fitness as much as somebody else. Somebody who's coming to this diagnosis barely doing any exercise whatsoever. That person is truly going to benefit from their slice, their fitness slice, being a little bit larger than the other slices. So please, I want you to keep that in mind now as you kind of navigate your diagnosis and you navigate what areas need to be a large slice of the pie and what areas might need to be a smaller slice of the pie. If you are currently already addressing those areas of your life, then those are probably going to be smaller slices of the pie. If you are not currently addressing those areas of your life, they should be a larger slice of the pie. This way, you're going to get the most bang for your buck when you are doing your best to improve your diagnosis. So the next time you go in for scans and scores, you're going to see those scores hopefully maintaining, but probably even getting better, improving over time. But that only happens if you are honest with yourself about what your own personal pie looks like and how much time you're dedicating to each one of those. Once again, us fitness people want you moving all the time, but make sure that it makes sense for you and make sure it makes sense for where you are currently in your life and how you came into this diagnosis. Are you already an avid exerciser, or are you somebody who has to institute exercise now to improve your diagnosis? So, I hope that makes sense. Once again, that's a concept that I talk a lot about with my clients, and I want to throw that out there to everybody else. With that said, get in the comments below and let me know your current osteopie. What does it look like? Do you have a large slice for fitness or is it a smaller slice for fitness? I would love to know that below. You can even give me percentages. If you feel like you're more of a numbers person, percentages and stuff on that, that's always a good thing to know. It's fun to see where everybody falls on the spectrum. And as always, if you haven't already subscribed here to the channel, make sure you do that so you are always alerted when new hot topic videos drop. I will see you next time.